Hi guys, and welcome back here to Drone Emotion, a channel where we do drone videos and where we cover the most relevant drone news. Today my friends, we're back here once again with a brand new video and a very exciting one to say the least, and that is because it looks like we have the first official leaks for the DJI Air 3. That is right, in fact a patent was just found revealing the whole design that possibly the upcoming DJI Air 3 might be having. Also in today's video we're going to be talking about what specs we could be seeing with this new drone, as well as with pricing and of course release it, guys. So today's video is going to be packed with some very exciting information that you don't want to miss out on. But before we start with today's video, if you're new to the channel, welcome here, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because in this channel we will always be the first ones to bring you the latest drone news no matter what. So if you want to be on top of the latest drone news, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also, we're in the road to 10,000 subscribers. We just recently passed 6,000, so a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel so far. I truly appreciate you, but we're still on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're watching today's video and you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I invite you to go ahead and do so and join the Drone Emotion family so you can help us get to that goal, which we're really not that far away from. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and dive right into today's video, which is going to be quite exciting to say the least. Well, we got a tweet from Osita LB a couple of days ago, and it was a pretty interesting one, and that was because he said the following. He said, "Few hours ago I saw a patent file of DJI with a new Mavic which has 2 downward motors and 2 upward motors." Now this was pretty interesting, but at this point in time we still didn't have nothing, no images, no patents, no FCC filings, nothing. But a couple minutes later, Osita LB hit us with a patent. That is right, we got a very interesting patent which looks to be very promising, and it looks like this might actually be, guys, the DJI Air 3. So Osita LB shared a patent with us, but the guys over at Drone Excel were able to get a second view of the drone. But what do I mean by that? Well, they were able to get an under view of the drone because Osita LB only gave us the first view of the drone from the top side, and then the guys over at Drone Excel were able to get the patent from the bottom. So let's go ahead and take a look at Osita LB patent and then at what the guys over at Drone Excel were able to find. So let's go ahead and take a look, guys, right here on the screen. There we have it, guys. Definitely it looks very interesting and pretty promising. So the first thing that we can notice is the fact that this drone looks extremely similar to what is the DJI Air 2S and the DJI Mavic Air 2. It looks like the airframe is practically the same except for some exceptions. The first one being the battery. We see that the battery is a bit different, with the power button located at the back of the battery rather than at the front, which is what we find on the Mavic Air 2 and on the DJI Air 2S. So that's the first thing that we see. So definitely the batteries will no longer be compatible whenever this drone actually comes out. So definitely, unfortunately, the batteries will no longer be compatible, just like what happened with the Air 2S and the Mavic Air 2. Now let's go ahead and keep on talking. What other things do we see? Well, we see the camera. It looks like the camera will be, at first glance, it looks like the DJI Mavic Air 2 camera. I'm pretty confident this is not actually the camera on the DJI Air 2S, and that is because it looks a bit too small in my opinion. I really don't think that is the 1-inch sensor camera. That looks like the half-inch sensor camera that we find on the Mavic Air 2, which is absolutely phenomenal, and the quality is really superb. So definitely I think that there's no problem with that camera still being fitted onto the DJI Air 3. Now let's go ahead and talk about the biggest thing right here, guys, and that is the fact that we have the front arms located kind of inverted with the propellers facing down, just like what we find on the Skydio 2 drone, which is a fully autonomous drone which is able to fly by itself, and it's able to follow you and avoid all type of obstacles, and it is literally impossible to crash. Now we've known that DJI has had a lot of problems with their active track, and that is because people keep on crashing their drones, especially the DJI Air 2, which does not have side sensors or upward sensors. That's definitely a big issue that the DJI Air 2 has, as well as the Mavic Air 2 has, and even also the Mavic 2 Pro. It really does not have the best of the best obstacle avoidance. Right now the best is Skydio, and it looks like DJI is ready to tackle on Skydio with this right here, which looks to be the DJI Air 2. So we see that the airframe looks to be pretty much the same, guys. So airframes looks really similar, except for the fact that the power button is located right here. Now we still find the same obstacle avoidance sensors right here in the back and 2 more in the front. Now the back arms look to be pretty similar, except for the fact that it looks like we're going to be having cameras on each arm. Right here in the bottom we can see that there are what looks to be cameras, just like what it's found on the Skydio 2, as well as right here in the front on the top of the arms. It looks like we're going to be having obstacle avoidance cameras. So it looks like this drone is going to be having 360-degree obstacle avoidance, meaning that this drone will literally be impossible to crash, just like what the Skydio 2 does. So it looks like DJI, their main emphasis for their next drone release, particularly looks like it's going to be the Air 3. They're going to be focusing on obstacle avoidance. They know that's a weak point in the drone, and it looks like they're going to be ready to tackle the Skydio 2 with some better obstacle avoidance on the DJI Air 3. Now let's go ahead and talk about the belly of the drone. It looks to be pretty much identical. We still find those infrared sensors, we find our LED light and our 2 flow sensors. Now the only difference that we find is that we find an extra obstacle avoidance sensor right here. Instead, right here where the Mavic logo is, we see that there is a 4th little hole, meaning there's going to be another obstacle avoidance camera or optical flow sensor. So definitely looks to be like this drone is going to be packed with sensors, and it's going to be really hard to crash. Now we still see the same bends on the drone right here, as well as in the back. It looks like that has not changed. Now the size looks to be pretty much identical to the DJI Mavic Air 2 and also the DJI Air 2S. Now what is this? Is this the Mavic 3? Because when this was released, a lot of people thought, including myself, that was the Mavic 3. But upon further analysis, we can really conclude that this is really not the Mavic 3. This looks to be a DJI Air 2, Mavic Air 2, with some upgraded features such as the arms, the battery, and a little extra things. Now, let's talk about, will this actually be the DJI Air 3? Well, whenever we have a patent, we know that the possibilities of it coming out are pretty likely, although there's still the chances that this might actually never happen. We've seen that in the past with DJI, where they have some patents registered and they actually never end up releasing anything. But I think this might be something very interesting, because this looks to be, and I think DJI might be going this route for their next air drone launch. So I think that the Air 3 is very likely to have some of the features that we see right here in this patent. And even this could actually be the Air 3, we still don't know at this point, but this looks very promising, guys. I think that definitely the specs are going to be great. I think that the flight time could be increased a little bit, maybe 35 minutes, because we still have that half-inch sensor camera, which will keep the weight down, and it looks like we're going to be having a different battery, meaning it's going to have some better technology, hopefully some software updates, hopefully to bring that flight time up to 35 minutes. I think that will be phenomenal, and I really do think that this might become DJI's first fully autonomous drone, which is something that they have not been able to achieve as of so far. So definitely this might be either the DJI Air 3 or possibly their first, I don't know how you're going to call it, but their first sports tracking drone. I don't know how they're going to call it, but just like what the Skydio 2 does and offer, but with DJI technology and the reliability that we have known them for. So definitely this looks to be very exciting. We will keep you updated with the latest leaks and rumors. Now I want to finish up this video talking about release date and pricing. When could this drone be released from DJI? It looks like DJI have been liking to release and refresh their drones every year. We've seen that with the Mini 1 and then with the Mini 2, with the Mavic Air 2 and then with the Air 2S. So definitely looks like this is becoming a trend, and DJI has switched from the 2-year refresh mark for their drones onto just a 1-year refresh for every drone. obviously except for the Mavic 2 Pro and the Inspire lineup as well as the Phantom lineup. But it looks like for their mid-tier and low-tier drones, that's what they're liking to do. So possibly, if everything goes good, we could be seeing the DJI Air 3 next year, and it looks like we could be seeing something different and possibly something that could beat Skydio. And now let's talk about Skydio. They have increased 35% the price of their Skydio from $999 on to almost $1,400, meaning that less people are going to go ahead and buy the Skydio 2, meaning that this could be DJI's perfect opportunity to enter the market with a more affordable, fully autonomous drone. Now let's go ahead and talk pricing, guys. What pricing could we be seeing with the DJI Air 3? Well, I think that the pricing will and should stay between the range that we currently see on the Mavic Air 2 and the Air 2. So I will say that the range will be somewhere between $800 and $999. So definitely I think that DJI might be going ahead and price the Air 3 at $999. It's still with a half-inch sensor camera, but with the fully autonomous features, and this will be literally a drone that's going to be impossible to crash. And I think that will be a pretty good price point, especially when you compare that drone, the Air 3, with the price point of the Skydio 2, which is almost at $1,400. I think that DJI will definitely hit the Skydio and definitely get some sales from the Skydio 2 onto the Air 3, and I think that will be a really good strategy from DJI. So definitely release that we could be seeing this drone next year, possibly somewhere around April, mid-April, April the 15th. Could it be the same date as the Air 2S? We still don't know, but we could be seeing something like that happening, guys. So that's everything that we have as of so far. Hopefully this patent does become a reality and we can see a fully autonomous drone from DJI pretty soon, guys. That's all that I have for all of you today. Thanks for watching, and as soon as we have any more new info, leaks, FCC filings, patents, or anything regarding the Air 3 or the Mavic 3 or any other DJI drone, don't worry, we're gonna keep you updated, and here you will be first to hear that. So that's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Drone Emotion, signing out.